If you are an anime-only JJK fan, then heavy spoilers ahead. The point of this video is to explain how Ryomen Sukuna managed to get through infinity. To understand how the infamous strong cleave works, we primarily need to look at two things: the cursed techniques of Ryomen Sukuna and Gojo Satoru. You see, while the cursed techniques of these two are infamous, the workings behind them are not. First, Ryomen Sukuna. According to the manga, Sukuna had two types of attacks, the default slash, Dismantle, and the other, Cleave, which can be adjusted depending on the target's toughness and cursed energy to cut them down in one fell swoop. While this is true, the part that we need to look at is how Sukuna uses the slashes themselves. You see, instead of sending an invisible slash that simply cuts through the target, Sukuna sends a slash infused with cursed energy that triggers a slashing effect that the target experiences. The number and depth of the slashes depend on the amount of cursed energy infused. In Chapter 8, we see how Sukuna cuts the special grade cursed womb into 10 slashes and then comment how he was going for 3 slashes. If the slashes worked by simply cutting through the target, the Sukuna would have simply sent 3 slashes. This actually proves that Sukuna's slashes work by triggering an effect of slash once it touches the target. We also see this in Chapter 213, where Ryu Ishigori only got cut once, and Sukuna commented that he was going for 3 deep slashes. Now, Satoru Gojo. Satoru Gojo's infinity, from the moment he automated it, works by targeting anything that has cursed energy, mass, shape or speed. Now, this begs a question: what if Gojo was targeted by something that did not have cursed energy, mass, shape or speed? Namely an effect of a cursed technique. Well, in Chapter 173, we got a canon answer to this. Since Takaba's curse technique, Comedian, works without needing to make contact with the target, and simply activate its effect, Takaba's Comedian can target Gojo without any problems. Now let us look at how Sukuna managed to adjust his slash so that infinity would no longer target it. That is where Maharaga came in. Sukuna's plan was to get Maharaga to create a model for him using its ability to adapt to any and all phenomena. This plan, however, initially backfired, and Maharaga's first adaptation was to adjust its cursed energy to turn off infinity, and Sukuna cannot do this. So Sukuna decided to influence the adaptation process. He did this by entering Maharaga's shadow, adding his own slashes to Maharaga's arsenal. In Chapter 234, this paid off. Maharaga created the model that Sukuna wanted by extending the target of the slash. You see, Maharaga adjusted the slash, so it would target a predetermined space rather than Gojo. Whether Gojo was inside the space or not was of no concern here. Since the slash infused with cursed energy triggered well before touching infinity, and instead it was the effect of slashing that has no cursed energy, mass, shape or speed that infinity came into contact with, infinity never triggered. Something to note is how the building behind Gojo was also slashed, but not completely. This is because the slash's predetermined targeted space never extended that far. You can clearly see in Chapter 234, the building is not cut completely, and how the inside is portrayed as dark because the other side of the building is still intact. In Chapter 238, we see Sukuna, due to his goofy attitude, extend the target too much so that the slash would start way before it reached Kashimo. This is what allowed Kashimo to evade the slash. If you watched this far, then I would appreciate it a lot if you subscribed. Thank you.